Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so we're gonna be here. So it's I know y'all heard of Red Pill. I know y'all heard of the men versus women saga that we had for the past say 2 to 3 years, and where there was a lot of times of, the Kevin Samuels, the Andrew Tates, and all that stuff. So when Kevin Samuels came out, you had Andrew Tate and everybody telling things about why women are single and why men are single, right? Well, if you guys don't remember the Tate brothers, let me see if I can get a picture for y'all, okay? Y'all remember Andrew Tate. So, Andrew Tate is he has a brother. This is Andrew Tate and his brother. Andrew Tate has said some very, very nasty things about women. Andrew has 10 charges. I'm gonna tell you the charges, and his brother has 11 over in the UK. So they came here to the United States after Trump won because he is a Trumpster, and they came back, and they were waiting until their lawyer told them that they had to go back to the UK. Um, Now I'm just telling y'all who he supported because at the end of the day, he felt like that'll help him because we see what Trump is doing for everybody, right? Okay, so I'm gonna play some videos with Andrew Tate to help y'all in a minute. Andrew Tate is facing 10 charges, including essay, assault causing bodily harm, human trafficking, and controlling prostitution for gain. Okay, the charges relate to allegations back into 2012 to 2015. There was a video that had came out like a year or two ago where he had called for this girl. She was a call girl, and he basically was kicking her, abusing her. Like it was a video of him actually doing bodily harm to her. He threw stuff at her, stuff like that, right? And then this happened in Romania, where they're from. So they say European arrest warrant has been issued, and Romania courts have ordered their is extraditing back to the EU. Extraditing back to the UK after the conclusion of the Romanian legal proceedings. Right. So the brothers are charged. They're accused of forming an organized a criminal group in 2021 to commit human trafficking in Romania, including the U.S. and the U.K. So the U.S. probably said, "Listen, do y'all want us to take it? Because if we take it, we're gonna take it further." The U.K. say, "No, you know what? We'll take it. We're gonna look up the charges of what if they are sentenced." What will be their sentencing for that in Romania? The Romanian authorities are conducting a separate criminal investigation into human trafficking, money laundering, and potentially other offenses like trafficking minors and having relations with minors. Okay, so the Tate brothers are not all allegations. So they're going to return back to the UK, and let's see what will be. Okay, so their sentence, I want to know how much they would get. They don't say, which isn't great, but the Crown Prosecution Service, which they call CPS, on Wednesday said that they decided to charge the Tate brothers, and they're going to have separate charges. So now they have to go to trial. Um, Andrew is a misogynist. He said this before. He built a massive online presence. He had like 10 million followers on Twitter. And I'm going to play some of his videos while I look for that. Because I want to know how many years will he get. Romania is totally different. And I'm gonna go on TikTok and play it for y'all. So basically, if they're guilty of all charges, um, it's 3 to 10 years per conviction, and it can range to 5 to 10 years. So they may be doing a lot more time. Depends. But it has a range. Oh, another thing also, before we get into it, um, after before we get into it, remember the mother I told you guys in South Africa who daughter went missing and she sold her? She has been sentenced to life in prison. Okay, I just wanted to give that update. I'll have an update on how everything went for her yesterday. So these people aren't playing with these charges. Now I don't know. Now back to the Tate brothers. I don't know what they're going to get, but it's a length sentence, meaning it's a long sentence. They can face up they could be faced up to life in prison. They have 21 charges together. So I'm gonna play some videos of Andrew Tate. I want to give y'all. Hold on. Let me go to my TikTok. I want to give y'all a synopsis of basically who Andrew Tate is. I know y'all probably like, who is that? I'm gonna go to it. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna play this couple's reaction on Andrew Tate.
On purpose to get him.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does, to get a reaction from girls like you.
Look at his face. He looks like he's gonna start frothing at the mouth. He's that pissed off.
Face.
How can a woman ever
Who could have a
disrespect
fucking
me?
machine gun.
Yeah.
You have to go down there as a man to protect her. When you ask her for a cup of coffee, she's going to give you attitude. And you're going to accept that shit. You're going to sit there and go, oh, well, she's had a long day.
Now it's funny to see some of these men in here. She's in her feelings. Dudes are speaking true words though. And now you come to, I wonder what people are saying now that he is charged with having relations with minors, meaning the relations could be from 15 and up.
Hey, I don't give a fuck how long your day is.
I thought you were starting to like him.
Not really, no, not really. Because I remember all this stuff that he says about women, and it pisses me off. Some of the things I agree with, some of the things that are like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Kind of person who doesn't take disrespect from females. Why are you going to take disrespect from people? Why are you going to have a...
Okay. I love this guy right here. Hold on. I love watching him. Y'all go follow him. His name is Danny the 01. Especially when he kick his leg up. It does it for me every time. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can show him being misogynist. Oh wait, this is what this guy said.
Just a reminder that this is what Andrew Tate looks like when he doesn't have gender affirming care. Dude looks like... Just a reminder that this is what Andrew Tate looks like when he doesn't have gender affirming care. Dude looks like Mattis Yahoo fucked a gerbil. Tots and pairs to him and his brother who are facing 21 charges, including rape in England. There are a lot of terrible people.
Okay. Hope I spelled that right. Okay. Here go a video. Just to give y'all a synopsis of who he is.
Personally, I don't like Andrew Tate.
You don't like Andrew Tate?
No.
Why not?
From what I've seen on just social media, he's very misogynistic.
He's very what?
Misogynistic.
Sorry.
Sorry.
One more time?
Misogynistic.
Okay, well, she couldn't say it right. But we're going to talk about Bree Stern. Who Bree Stern was his girlfriend. And she has something to say about the abuse that she took from Andrew Tate. Let me go to it.
I was scared to death. I loved this person, and I thought, oh my God, my life is flashing before my eyes. One reason why I ultimately did decide to come forward and kind of stick with logic rather than my own emotions was because I wanted to be a voice of strength to other women who may be experiencing the same thing, being hurt by.
Now, remind you, while he has done worse than Diddy. This the man done worse than Diddy with the trafficking, the abuse. He was with her, and he was trafficking females as well, meaning prostitutes. He did worse than Diddy at this time. Worse than Diddy. Okay? I just want to let y'all know that Diddy used Cassie and other prostitutes, right? He makes it like, you know, like my girl Carmen say, shout out to Carmen, make Diddy look like an angel. He makes Diddy look like a complete angel.
By the person that is supposed to love you and protect you. It's something I wouldn't wish on anyone. And I just want other women who are going through the same thing to know that they're not alone and that there is support out there and they can make it through. They can get away and they will be completely safe and everything will be okay for them.
Yep. Let's see.
I mean, I loved him, and as I said in this public statement I released, I struggled with that, with still loving someone who was hurting me. It was difficult, and you know, it's something that is still difficult. When you love someone, I think as a woman you want to stay with them, and it's kind of innate to our nature, but it definitely causes conflicting feelings.
I think you wrote that you still love him.
I did, and over time, I'm slowly starting to see, I guess, reality. I mean, I loved him, and as I
love
said
different,
in
this, and you know, we love with emotion. Men don't tend to see it that way. They have love, but it's different, right? So a lot of people that's sitting here on Andrew Tate's side, Andrew Tate is not people who he is. Hold on. And it's so crazy that people are agreeing with him. This man, I just read the charges. They have sexual encounters with minors. And these people say, oh, no, it's sexual encounters with minors, prostitution. Let me see if I can find that video of him mistreating a woman. The red pill synopsis has been very much underwear. The reason why a lot of people have stopped these conversations is because of Andrew Tate, and they have really watched and been careful because a lot of stuff is starting to come out about them, about how they like to be predatorial, how they like to traffic, how they like to sleep with people. Is starting to be exposed. There are a lot of them. There's one guy who said that he don't date women with children, and he got married to a woman with children. And it's like y'all trying to sit here and pull this fascist about what it is with women, and it's really like not doing what y'all want it to do. So it's very crazy. I mean, I knew this was coming with Andrew. He's disgusting. I'm going to play an audio of the abuse that someone endured, and I want y'all to listen to it. This
Now you don't think it's Andrew Tate being a woman. Quick Google, this is some role play. I didn't say the word listen. Did I say listen? I'm gonna done some business, man. Did I say it? No. Did I say it? Call me daddy vibes. Oh, that you nuts.
this guy, because he's talking in it, but I'm finna be honest with you. They had he has to do that because basically, you know, with TikTok, they're like YouTube, you have to overtalk it. Let me see if I can get y'all to listen to it completely. And then he accused his ex-girlfriend. His ex-girlfriend decided to stand out. That's who we watched. So this is what he said about her. And he basically, so this is where the charge, I'm trying to see what he said. This is where the charge, I guess he said nothing because he knew what it was. But this is where the charge in the United States came from. And I think this is her in the video as well. Here we go. Let me go to my Reddit. But this is where the charge in LA come from. This is why they're doing it separate. Now, if they're doing this separate with the UK and then the United States will charge him, he's finna get double the sentence. And it will be up to how they work through this. Okay. Let me pause it. I want y'all to see this. I'm gonna let y'all see it. Okay. Hopefully I don't get a what you call it.
Versus why? Why? Being with what? With what?
You have
A belt because you're a jerk. Show me the bruises. 1, 2, 3, baby. Oh, poor thing. I have an idea. Some ideas? You know what my idea is? That's right, lock the door. You knew I was going to beat the out of you. If you behaved, I wouldn't have to hit you, would I? You don't. Get out. You can't stay in there forever.
That is Andrew Tate being abusive. This is the man that fled and got the right after to come into the United States of America to avoid charges. That is Andrew Tate with one of the victims. One. Remember, there's a heap of them. This is just one. This man is facing 10 charges. His brother is facing 11. Now you can add 11 because 11 now because you have one in the United States, which is the ex-girlfriend. I'm gonna see if I can get that full video of her. And I want to hear her speak out. Let me play it for y'all.
In a civil suit filed in Los Angeles this week, model Bree Stern accusing Tate of sexually assaulting and choking her at the Beverly Hills Hotel earlier this month. Stern sitting down with NBC News from Los Angeles in her first interview about that night.
Talk to me about what was going through your mind in that moment.
I was scared to death. I was terrified that I might die.
Stern saying in the lawsuit what started as consensual sex in the early hours of March 11th turned more violent as she begged Tate to stop. Stern's attorney, Tony Busby, also providing NBC News with these photos, not in the lawsuit, alleging they show the initial bruising on her face. The lawsuit saying she was later diagnosed and treated.
Now, I don't agree with Tony Busby being a helicopter cop, but he took this on, and I felt like that's why he felt like he want to take on everything because of the fact is that he won this one. He's winning this one. Tony, I'm going to give you some advice. Stick to stuff like that with them folks that you know got it and move forward. That's just my advice.
For post-concussion syndrome. NBC News reviewed parts of Stern's hospital discharge paperwork confirming her diagnosis. Stern also filed a report with police on March 24th.
I was just terrified of him. I mean, he's a very wealthy, very powerful person. And once he left the country, I did feel a sense of security. And I felt like, you know what, this isn't right. And I do need to take the power back in my life. And I felt safe to go file a police report.
Two law enforcement sources familiar confirmed to NBC News that the Beverly Hills police are investigating the incident.
To be honest, it was very difficult for me, but at the urging of my friends and family who were telling me, like, this is not right, this is not how you're supposed to be treated, this is abuse, I slowly started to kind of like see it.
Tate's attorney telling NBC News in part, quote, Andrew Tate categorically rejects the unfounded and sensational allegations against him and is committed to pursuing all available legal avenues against those perpetuating these baseless claims. This is not a pursuit of justice. It has all the hallmarks of a calculated scheme aimed at personal gain, notoriety, and financial benefit. It's only the latest of Tate's legal problems.
Well, it's been proven that the smartest people in the world are men.
A former UK kickboxer and Big Brother cast member built up a following of millions online as a self-proclaimed misogynist. The provocateur posing with weapons and making sexist comments.
Shut the up. You know, women know the clue how business work. I'm glad to be home.
He returned to Romania earlier this week, where he and his brother Tristan are facing human trafficking charges. The brothers have denied all allegations. Last month, they flew to Florida after Romania lifted a travel ban.
And I think brother and I are largely misunderstood. We've yet to be convicted of any crime in our lives ever.
The Florida Attorney General saying he opened a criminal investigation into the Tates and that they've, quote, admitted to participating in what very much appears to be soliciting, trafficking, preying upon women.
He told me everything on the internet was just a facade.
Stern's lawsuit.
For the state of Florida to look into you and to coming over here, I don't know what made him think they wasn't. Because obviously you are basically to them an immigrant. So what made you think they weren't going to look into you with coming over here regardless of how much money you got? And he made sure, honey.
Also includes text exchanges between herself and Tate in the months leading up to that alleged assault. Early messages between Tate and Stern appear to show him smothering her with love, including pet names and a romantic poem, but then allegedly getting more possessive and abusive. In one text, Tate allegedly writes,
let's see. He says, "You bet talk too much, B, so I beat you. I will hit you today, but I love you. Why the name calling? Do you understand? Because I want to beat the S out of you. You will give me a child this year, B. Why do you want to beat me? It's 12:30 a.m. in the room. I sleep soon. What's the point in having you? If I don't beat you and impregnate you, you should be thankful."
"You backtalk too much, so I beat you."
They made me feel so confused and so just bewildered, how someone can tell you they love you so many times every day and then say those things and do them. Like it was definitely a lot of confusion and pain.
In parts of another exchange, Stern asking, "Why do you want to beat me?" Tate allegedly responding, "What's the point of having you if I don't beat and impregnate you? You should be thankful." Stern says that in the hours since coming forward publicly, she's faced threats from Tate's fans online.
I'm constantly looking over my shoulder.
But she hopes to empower other women.
It's very hard to even talk about it, to even confide in other people. So I'm hoping that I can encourage other women to find their voice, to walk away, and to be strong.
Chloe
He wanted just to impregnate her and beat her. It didn't say nothing about lesbian love. It was like he was good and just, it's like he gaslight to will you in. And then once he will you in, he wants to beat you. I wonder if this started at home. Probably. Let me see if I can pull up his name. I mean, sir, if you like the same sex, that's your business. So he's been going through a lot. There's a woman refusing his advertisement. And basically, he does something to BBC. Hold on. Is it going to show me? It's not going to show me. I can't pull it up. But I want to find more him being so misogynist that is so bad. There are people calling him a liar. His brother shows how he made 10K. Let's see if we can go into his brother, Tristan. Let's see what we can find with him. This is crazy. So they scrubbed those because you can't find it. When I put that he talked bad about women. Yeah, they took it. They took it down. Some of the stuff that he said looks like, because you can't find the videos of him. Okay, this is what his brother had to say. Let me see if I can play it. But a lot of stuff go on TikTok. They done scrub a lot of stuff with Andrew Tate. They scrubbed a lot of his videos off the internet. They're not playing.
Typically, the type of girl who's going to slide into your DMs isn't the type of girl who you're going to end up marrying. I don't think that women of good character will DM a guy out of nowhere. They'll play little tricks. They'll follow you, like 3 of your pictures in a row, hope that you see them. But to actually physically inbox you, hey, are you in Dubai? I'd like to hang out. That's not the type of girl who you're going to end up in a long-term relationship with. The girls who slide into your DMs, good. Go have your fun. But yeah, just don't put any babies in them. And typically, the type of girl who's going to
don't get him no babies. That's what he said. That's what he said.
Andrew Tate, rise of misogyny and incels. Tell me, first of all, what's misogyny and incel?
Well, misogyny is essentially when you have a hatred for women. And when we talk about incel is a particular group of men who are involuntarily sexless because of the views that they hold on women. So it's not that they don't want to have sexual relationship with women. They do want to, but they can't. And as opposed to taking responsibility for the fact that the reason why they're not having sexual relationship with women is a reflection on their character, they blame it on external factors. Or women is this, women is that.
That's what incel is.
That's what incel is.
You said incel is a group of women.
A group of men.
A group of men. Oh,
so because incel, you know, when I talk about incel is like a subculture at the moment. That's what it's labeled as anyway.
But I read somewhere yesterday, I read an interesting article in preparation for these.
Yeah.
And incels was described as men and women, not just men.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think that there's an equivalent, in my opinion. I might be wrong.
Because the article did say the group of women as well who can have sex and they desire to have sex with men. I think what they were trying to pinpoint is as a result of different things like autism, other disabilities, or just the fact that they don't look that good enough. So it's within both humans, women and men, not just
okay.
men.
I never actually I wouldn't define incel. I think I don't I thought they tried to put together like a female version, which was like femcel, but I don't know if I heard femcel.
Jeez,
but I have to research it and confirm it.
Just leave it on that incel. No need to make it male or female. Before you know, we'll be going for transgender and non-binary and all of that incel. Andrew Tate, rise of misogyny and incels.
So they had a conversation, and she decided to explain to him what the term incel was, because the term has been very well known on social media. And it's mostly, like she said, it's mostly men. He say women too. I haven't seen that, but probably so. It's mostly men who, the people that follow Andrew Tate, that's who it is. Now, here's a lawyer, and this is what the lawyer had to say. And it's women who follow and
then making sure they give it all to you.
So you're making sure that you're teaching girls how to make a shit ton of money. Right off the bat, he tells you his main goal is to have them work for him and him get all the money.
And I realized I had about 5 girlfriends.
So he's telling you, right, they're going to play this in court. This is, and I'm glad this lawyer brought this up, because all his videos got scrubbed against community guidelines because they're going to use them in court. Andrew was telling you how he does it. His brother has a video to how he made 10K and is using and prostituting women.
All smoking hall. And females are an asset. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? Work for you doing what? So I'll have a webcam business. Oh, I don't want to do that. So, okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen, come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for you, your bottom bitch, the new girl. You go out for fucking a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear from the girl. And this is where your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl.
Remember Ghislaine Maxwell? That was the girl that recruited for Jeffrey Epstein. Almost identical to what he's talking about here.
I had a separate phone with all my girls' guys in that phone, and I kept control of it. Don't let your girl have this, because if your girl ever runs off and leaves you, you don't want her to have an address book of all the guys she can get money from.
Another aspect of control. You don't want her to have your client list, because if she has your client list, she can leave you. So you've got to restrict her information. It's a systematic method of control to control these women.
You want her to leave and go, well, I don't know the account. I don't have the password for the account. I've never set it up before. I don't know how the banking works. I don't have any of my guys' phone numbers. I have nothing. And that's why they don't want to leave. It's like, oh, well, he has everything. I need him. I have to stay with him. He has everything. It's important. I'm telling you, it's a very important element, that control.
It's a very important element, that control.
And they will leave if you don't have every aspect under control. Tax is also another important element to control.
This man is sitting here that is a lawyer telling y'all how they're going to convict this man, how this man has incriminated himself on the internet.
When you're a woman, you're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. You need to tell your girl that you're paying the tax, because girls are lazy and girls are stupid and girls don't understand how taxes work. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we've made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element.
See how that control is a recurring theme over and over and over again?
If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. The control element.
And he doesn't have respect for these women at all, because he thinks they're stupid.
It allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 13%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3, and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%, and I said that the disparity is because of taxes. If they say, why is it 50-50? I'm the one who knows what he's doing. I'm the one with the knowledge. I'm the da-da-da-da-da-da. Shut the fuck up. Go online. Print out some tax forms. I used to do this all the time. I used to print out some random tax forms and say, yeah, sign here, sign this. What is it? It's for the tax. You want to pay the tax or not? Throw them away afterwards. But they think something's happening. Something real is happening. Nothing's happening except me getting rich, bitch.
Nothing's happening except for me getting rich, bitch. That's what he just said. So he's taking another 20% of what would have been their earnings, saying he's paying taxes, but he's not paying taxes. His words. That's fraud. Force, fraud, or coercion.
Now, he just explained to y'all coercion. So this is the same coercion that, you know, the New York prosecutors, the feds are doing with Diddy, right? And we saw some of that with coercion. Oh, if you don't do this and that, then, you know, you just won't have nothing. Meaning, remember, Diddy paid for the homes, cell phones, stuff like that. They got paid, but the only reason why is because basically because he got to file that. If he don't, he knew what he was doing. We're just going to put it that way. But Andrew Tate is basically telling y'all that I wasn't paying my taxes. I wasn't paying them hoes. I wasn't paying them. Pay them for what? They're doing what they're supposed to do. So yes, Andrew Tate is a goner. Here's another thing of what he had to say.
You made her leave you. You did, whether you like it or not. You made her leave you. You did, whether you like it or not. You are the reason she became so cold. You are the reason she doesn't listen anymore. You are the reason she's so arrogant all 100%. Of a sudden. You are. You may not have identified why yet, but if you identify why, then you get into your next relationship healed and understanding what you did wrong and learn from it. That's what you have to do. But most of these men don't want the self-accountability, and they want
I don't know, like an AI, but let me see. Myron.
Now, many of you said Andrew Tate doesn't talk about having multiple women and doesn't encourage that on you guys. Well, let's see what he said in this clip.
More than one wife will give you. It'll give you children faster. Because even the most atheistic or the most Christian men I know, they might have 2 or 3 babies and it'll take 5 to 6 years by the time the woman is pregnant, etc., blah, blah, blah. And they said, I'd love to have more kids. My wife's finished now, etc. Look, if you're a man of means financially, let's say me, for example, I'm financially very well off. I'd love to have 10 children. I can't get that from one woman. Maybe I could, right? But you understand the point, right? So there's also a bunch of other benefits to having 4 wives. Just have a nice, big, large family. I mean, why be a man? This is why you're on the planet, right? You're on the planet to spread your genes and spread your ideas and to conquer the best you can. It's inside of every single male. We all have that natural instinct inside of us, the masculine instinct for conquest. That's why we went to war like we did since the dawn of human time, right? You want to have you want to be old on your rocking chair and look down on all your children who obey you. And you want to be proud with what you've done. And yeah, having a...
This man's favorite word is obey a lot. His favorite thing to say is obey. He feels like women should obey him. He feels like having a ring of women that he pounds on and make them do whatever, work or whatever, should obey him.
Bunch of wives makes a whole bunch of sense.
This is where the God complex come in.
It makes a bunch of sense. Like, I don't see why.
Having a whole bunch of wives makes a whole bunch of sense to Andrew Tate. Now, granted, I don't disagree with everything Andrew said, but clearly I don't agree with everything he says either, because I don't believe in having multiple wives nor multiple women. That is not a biblical practice. You know what the Bible does say, though? Genesis 2:24, for this reason a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife. Not wives, wife. And they will become one flesh. It doesn't say a man.
I understand, shout out to Isaiah where he's coming from, but let me make y'all reference. And there are certain Christian men who believes and goes with whatever Andrew Tate says. They do. Not all. Some of them is exact with that. They have a wife at home and then they have somebody else outside their home. And then it causes chaos and a confusion. So he really, I mean, shout out to him. I see where he's going with it, but let's be for real. You can't sit here and say, because there are some men, whatever they believe in, believe they should have more than one wife or more than one woman just to sit here. They believe women should be kept. They should be shut up. They don't have a voice. What they say go. That is kind of in the same token. And this is why I encourage women when I see people in the political want to bring it in because they want to play on it. I see women that say, oh, I want to get married and have kids. Oh, that's what you're supposed to do. You're right. But you're not supposed to just have it with anybody. And if you're going to, this is why I say men need to learn to lead properly. Because there are some men who are leaders that do not learn, that don't know how to lead properly. And they lead women into brainwashing bull crap concepts. And then when these women get with men who know how to lead properly, they don't know how to accept it because they never saw a man lead the way they should be led properly. So yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit of that. I wasn't gonna be on here long, but yeah, Andrew Tate and his brother, I hate to say it to you, but they're goners. Now there's an updated charge in the United States. Let's see what the United States charge is. Yeah, they have to be shipped back. The lawyers already said, hey, they have to be sent back today. They will return to the UK because they have to face those charges. Meaning they got to they were locked up before they got out on bond. They have to go back and get locked up because they found more with the charges. Let's see. So the influencer brothers will return to Britain to defend themselves. They have to go to court against the R trafficking and other charges. This was set out Thursday, so they're back in Britain right now. They're on their way back. Prosecutors authorized charges in January 2024 against the Tates, dual U.S. and British citizens who moved to Romania in 2016. But the Crown Prosecution Service did not announce the charges involving several women until Wednesday. So there are a list of several women who came out and say, hey, he did this to me. And out of those several women, some were minors. The lawyer said the brothers who currently face charges in Romania are at a disadvantage because British prosecutors have not shared information with them about the charges. Those are historic allegations, and our clients are not even being told who these supposed victims are. They're not going to tell them. I'm going to tell you why they're not going to tell them. It's the same thing they did with Diddy. Remember when we talked about this with Diddy, majority of the people, they didn't tell who they were. They didn't specify who they were, nothing. Their witnesses were under alias, okay? Until time for trial. Let's see. Those but they want to know, but they can fight for it, but they're not going to be granted. The former professional kickboxer have millions of followers on social media. Andrew has drawn a much larger following with self-professed misogyny that has drawn boys and young men to this luxury lifestyle he projects. Andrew Tate, 38, faces 10 charges related to 3 women, which include actual bodily harm, human trafficking, and controlling prostitution for gain. Tristan Tate, 36, faces 11 charges related to 1 woman that include R-ing, human trafficking, and bodily harm. The allegations from Bedfordshire, a county north of London, where the brothers grew up, date back to between 2012 to 2015. The Tates were arrested in Romania in late 2022 and formally indicted last year on charges that had participated in a criminal ring that lured women who allegedly exploited. Andrew Tate was also charged with R. The siblings have denied all allegations in the Romania and appeals court there said in December, but because of legal and procedural irregularities, Romanian court have issued an order to extradite the 2 to the UK once their court case is concluded in British prosecutors. Okay, so basically, UK decided to take on them charges. UK said, hey, if you guys can't do it, we will do it. We will take it on. They probably in contact with the U.S. right now in L.A. Remember, the girl is in L.A., I believe. So she's sitting down, she's a U.S. citizen. So they're sitting here having conversations and getting ready to do the prosecution. So, they're back there. And we don't have a court date yet. Once they have a court date, I will cover this trial. I'm going to watch someone else live. Shout out to Am. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Once we get a trial, I will post it and come back with this one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.